Oh, someone's immediately gone.
He's
there. He's there.
Should I go
He's a
without him?
ghost.
Go with him.
He's back. He's back. He's
I
back.
guess I should have looked before I moved us over. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Welcome everyone. We're the Casual Ones, and this is our epic space adventure. It won the community challenge for last month, maybe, and now we're starting it. So this is the Heists and Crimes of Juniper's Eye. We're just going to jump right into the world and then meet the crew we see before us. We find ourselves in our solar system, 500 years in the future, past the events known as the Blackout. The Blackout was an event named after 3 black holes, which suddenly and violently tore open into our solar system, wreaking a technical reckoning on all computing and devices at the time. What followed was a 50-year dark ages where technology came to a halt and things had to be rebuilt as old ways of storing and using information no longer worked. From that dark ages rose the beginnings of what we now call the Crysimperium, the crystal filament empire, a monolithic system of government which stretches across the solar system, pressing humanity forward into a golden age of exploration and peace. Sometimes through the Crysimperium, it is known that it is exploration and peace by any means necessary. Far away from the reaches of Earth and the Imperium itself, we find a small ship at the edges of somewhat outlaw space. We see a little ship with flakes and chipped and cracked coats of paint that reveal several colors, blues and oranges and yellows, denoting its past lives and past adventures. We see a little ship that is seemingly struggling to stay afloat in the weightlessness of black space. Inside, we see 2 crew sitting over a console that is giving strange readings. The large mercantile ship that they were looking to rendezvous with in the next 6 to 12 hours suddenly has disappeared. And I'll start with the captain of the ship. And would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, my name is Umber. I am Penteric. So essentially, I look like a piece of. I look like a giant log, kind of, with arms and legs, with metal kind of joints holding my my hips and elbows and shoulders kind of together. I do have an ooze-like head that kind of contains my 2 eyes, and within it I do have a juniper tree growing with a few little berries in there, and in between there holds my 1 eye, and then my eye is just slightly lower, closer to like the base of the log. And yeah, that's me. I'm captain.
Yeah. Okay. So we see Umber, the Fenteric captain of this ship. He's looking over a console beside his current pilot. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello. Yes, my name's Finn Murray Serrano. I'm of both Irish and Spanish descent. You see just a regular human male. I have a close cropped, like a red beard, growing a little bit. I have long, somewhat of brownish red hair that's actually pulled back into a bit of a ponytail at the moment. And I have a shirt that says "I was framed." And then just regular jeans on because we're not too picky about uniform here. Just trying to figure out what the hell's going on.
Okay, we'll stick with these 2 for just a moment as we try and figure out the mercantile ship. It's a large colony ship that you had charted a path for, knowing that you would be able to collect goods or potentially pick up some work, and it's kind of a vital task to get aboard this ship, and it suddenly disappeared off your navigation and off your sensors. Umber and Finn, before you see a panel that has grids and rows of light showing the distances around your ship. anywhere from a single kilometer to a range approximately about 1,000 kilometers away, where you can get distant pinpoints of light denoting small meteorites and other debris that your sensitive equipment is able to vaguely get the interpretation of. You know that the ship itself shouldn't be within this view yet, but you were getting a pinging of a large synthetic ship with an energy signature at least 6 hours away to what you would call, on the current cardinal directions of your grid layout, would be north. Would one of you like to roll a knowledge check for me?
I could probably.
I can do.
All right.
You're
Well, you're the
deep.
captain. You can take the reins here.
Am I doing knowledge? Sorry.
Yes,
Aye.
knowledge.
And what are we rolling? D6s.
We should have went over this, huh? No, D20.
Alright.
D20 for skill check.
D20. That's a 1.
So, as you're looking at the panel, you see Umber kind of moving forward, their wood and metal body leaning forward, and inside this like membrane-like terrarium of a head, you see the slime with its eyes moving up against the edge, looking down at the console in front of you. And you see them with a finger clearly on the wrong side of the navigation grid.
I think it's an interesting choice that you want to look over that way. I don't want to step on your toes, Nan, but we could try looking in the right direction.
What do you mean? This one is the right one. It's
Oh
pointing
no,
me.
I
It's
think you're
pointing me
looking
that
at it
way.
upside down there, Captain.
I'm gonna rotate my eyes. No, I'm even more confused than last time.
Right. Maybe I'll just take a crack at it then.
Yeah, make a knowledge check for me as well.
12.
Okay. You're able to realize that in the northern quadrant of this display, you're noticing like pixelization that sometimes is seen by interference. That you can tell that it is not a bunch of small debris that you're looking at, but instead there is a masking of something larger in that direction that is being broken up and looking like almost like looking at something large through a screen, where you're cutting out the little pieces of it. And you know that for some reason there is some kind of sensory diffusion happening.
Captain, real quick, do you know when the last time we had the parts on the ship checked? Because it looks like something's not working properly here. Either our communications array or something is not working correctly, or there's something's blocking our signal up ahead.
Okay.
I don't want to say that the ship's not in good shape, but I just want to know the last time we had it checked. That's all.
Okay, when you mean last time we had it checked, what do you actually mean by that?
I want to know if it's working correctly.
Hey,
Have you? Okay, maybe there's a better
No.
question here. Have you ever had any parts on the ship checked? Ever?
The man I bought the ship said it was in fine working condition, so I gave the man the credits, and
Right.
I took off. So it should be working, Finn.
Oh God. Did you have like an adult with you when you were buying the ship?
Hold on one moment. I'm going to go to the English dictionary for humans, and I'm going to look up adult.
Just
Umber,
made someone more responsible.
yeah, Umber, would you like to roll another? Make a decipher check for me to see if you can quickly scan through on your computer there to find an example.
That's a 2.
Finn, looking over at his hands, you can see like he's tapping with these like almost like wood metal vine fingers onto a display, and like it just seems like undiagnosed dyslexia. Like right away, like he's in adult or something. You see a couple B's in there, and he's not quite sure.
You know, at the end of the day, Captain, I don't think it matters. Why don't you check with Oracle, see if everything's working right or if something needs to be fixed?
That's a good idea. Let me go get the little rascal. I'm
Oh,
just gonna go.
Wait, before you go, sorry. Paella for dinner? I was gonna whip something up real quick. If you're hungry, we could
You
put
know
some
me,
in
I
here.
never say no to a meal.
All right. Cheers.
I'm gonna run, and I'm like, did he say paella? Just, I'm gonna go run and grab Oracle.
Some kind of pie.
So Umber, you make your way away from like the navigation room. You work your way through the main area of where there's some leisure space a little bit. It's a very cramped ship. It's a junker for sure. There's not a lot of open space and not a lot available to you. But as you work your way down the narrow pathway between the different systems in the room, you find a ladder that opens up into the wall and moves down. While you're moving down this ladder, there is a break in the middle where we would see the rooms and quarters. But instead of stepping off the ladder into the narrow beam that divides all the crew quarters, you continue down into the engine area, where we see Oracle. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure. So the abbreviation of my name is Oracle 12. I'm mostly humanoid looking. I do have like slightly long arms, but I'd say heights are about 6 feet with a fairly slim build, but underneath the like I don't know, I guess mechanics clothes, so like a full like
a
smock,
onesie?
basically. Underneath that, you would be able to tell that though it's a slender frame, his body has been manufactured to be resistant to like space, so it's got a pretty thick carapace on it, and he is a motoric, which means he's like a crystalline robot.
Yeah, so we see he's got like a metal frame, but in there is the crystalline filament computers that are the reason why humanity is in space. Why, despite these aberrant black holes that have ripped open into the solar system, we have an ability to still use computers. And embedded in that, we have computers that, in the case of Oracle, have gained to the point of sentience, where we have these crystalline minds of a sort. His is a more of a uniquely capable crystalline computer. There's some as if the simple computers they were using before, or the ship's general intelligence as well, are nowhere near as advanced as Oracle. So he's even in a world where computers are in a way learning machines. Oracle is and his type of motoric are somewhat exceptional. So yeah, we see Umber. You make your way down into the engine room, and you see, I guess, Oracle tinkering eye. What do you do?
Oracle, I'm so sorry to bother you. Finn was asking some silly questions, like when was the last time we checked some of the components up there, like the what did he call it? Communications. I don't think Juniper can talk, but that's what he wants to know. Do you know by any chance if we check that out?
Hello, Captain. I turn around and go over to a terminal, and I do diagnostics on the communications system. Do I have to roll for that?
Not to start it up. Is there anything? Yeah, I guess let the. I would say make it decipher roll, to see if you can kind of parse the information as it's giving it to you.
No. Just no.
No good.
3.
Yeah, that's not a lot of good rolls so far. This feels like the casual ones. I love that. That's on brand. You see that not only is, as Umber claiming that the sensor systems are giving back what seems like maybe static or some kind of disruption. As you're looking at the diagnostics, you're seeing a lot of ineligible characters. Like, a lot of this is just not informative. It isn't even data. It's as if you run the scan and it came back with garbage. And you can see that in just how you're interacting with the machine, that it is hanging between your responses, and it's taking an abnormally long time to react to the things you want.
As he's doing it, I'm going to
my
get
upper
really
body
close.
twists around.
Yeah.
There does seem to be a problem. I will further investigate.
Okay. I'll go tell Finn. I'm sure he's going to love that response. And
Goodbye.
yeah. Goodbye, Oracle. And I'm going to climb up and be like, God, remind me why I hired him.
As you climb your way back up the ladder, past the crew quarters, up into the main area of the ship, we move over to one of the crew quarters themselves. It's a darkly lit room at the moment with the blue light of a display reflecting against a woman's face. Xenon, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah. I'm Xenon Zink. She has really big, wavy, strawberry blonde hair and is wearing a very 80s sci-fi outfit that looks incredibly out of place on the ship. Too bright colors and a little costumey. And she's flipping through this display, lame, really lame. That looks boring.
And as you're kind of flipping through, you notice, aside the lame jobs, kind of the similar ones you had seen in the past, things where it's just a lot of lost and found, try and locate this missing person, which again and again, as you've looked through these, it's quite obviously just someone who's had enough and left away. Anytime you've ever looked into these before, a quick scan of who this individual is would be on the internet. It's just someone who needs to get away from it all. And very rarely have any of these cases worked out to be much more. And you can often tell from the 10 to 20, 30 credit fees and rewards for a lot of these requests that there is not a lot to be gained. And as you're flipping through those kind of the bog standard borings, you see something that pops up that's a little more interesting. You see right away, what stands out to you most is that the reward is 200 credits, which by comparison to the things you see around it is a heftier sum. And your crew has been together for a little while. You've done a few jobs. This is on the higher end of what you've seen.
Cool. Yeah. Wait, is this a tablet thing that I can bring with me?
Yeah, exactly.
Cool. I'm gonna run out. Oh my God, Captain!
And you see Umber as you run out. Yeah.
Yes, Xenon?
Money. Good money. I found a job with good money. I think we should do it.
Okay. Sign us up, and I'll let Finn know. I'm going to cut down. Finn! We got a job. First job in a while. Also,
Finn is really good.
No, that's excellent. Sorry, Cap, what's going on with the communications array? Because we're doing something right now, and maybe we should take care of.
What's going on with communications?
That's a good question.
Listen. Okay. Listen. I have good news. Okay. Oracle did check the communication, so that checks off what you were asking, Finn.
Right.
Check. However, he said it needs further investigation. So, we just gotta float here for a little bit. But listen, if we sign up right now, we can get dibs on this job. Lickety split. Oracle knows what to do. We'll be in and out, as the humans say.
Wait. Sorry, I'm not trying to question what you're saying. Small problem I have is you said Oracle knows what he's doing, but you also just said he needs to investigate further. So, what?
Just like I said, he knows what he was doing. He was typing some stuff out on the computer terminal downstairs. He was doing such a fine job, and then all he said is he needs to investigate. I don't know what that means. All he said is goodbye, and he went to go do his thing.
Finn, I think what the captain means is that Oracle's going to look into it, and he hasn't found the solution yet, but it is in the works, and maybe I'll just go check that out real quick.
Yeah. No, that's
As she's like
a
walking
good
off,
idea.
it's what I said. It's what I said.
It is what you said. I'm just gonna like hustle down there.
What's the new job?
What is the new job? I'll read it as I'm like walking away. I just looked at the money.
Yeah, sign us up.
Yeah.
Please.
You've signed up, so that's great. Now, you want to read this as you're going to Oracle, or talk with Oracle
Yes,
first?
please.
Okay.
I'll read it as I'm walking.
So as you look, tapping on the reward button, 200 credits, bright and shiny, you see that there is, as far as the description, you see that the location is Callisto, which is one of the moons of Jupiter. As far as your position right now, that is maybe no more than like a 2-day travel, so relatively quick, all things considered. Assuming that you're still able to, get in touch with this ship that you're looking for, it wouldn't be much to get there and take a look at this job. You see the name is from Marion Curtis, and I can send that to you if you want to have the spelling and everything.
I made it up.
Yeah, it's fine. And the job just says retrieval of important goods. And as far as the description, it says we need to meet in person.
Great. The captain loves in-person meetings. Perfect. Yes, I'll let them know when I get back. I'll go right to Oracle.
Sure. And as you're looking at the notification, there is like an address, like a unique address that would allow you to communicate with this person if they were to accept your call.
Okay.
So there's an ability
yes,
to
will
communicate with them, but it seems like there may be some hush-hush involved.
Yeah, I have to call them directly.
Yeah. And you speak with Oracle.
I was going to say, as Finn is trying to figure this out, I'm just going to like put my face up into like the window looking outside to look for this ship, and I'll be like, is that it? Is that it? Finn, I think that's it. Look, it's blinking.
So as I have my back to him and I'm at my prep station, prepping the vegetables I need for my paella,
Of course.
I'll be like, oh, Captain, no, that might be it. That's good eye you got there. Like, just like the kid, like, yes, I'm watching.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah.
Chopping up like red peppers and stuff.
Cool, run down. Oracle.
Oh, hello, Miss Xenon.
You're so polite. I was wondering about the communication systems. There's an issue. Do you need assistance, or do you know what actually is going wrong?
Have I figured out at this point what's going on, Aaron?
I would say roll another decipher for me.
Okay.
And you could say maybe it was like
15.
Okay, never mind. As you're looking over this, you are realizing like you've been a crew for Umber. How long have you guys been together, would you say?
6 months.
So you know that the ship had its last checkup probably 6 months ago, given there was a checkup before you got on board. You've never seen one, but you assume with purchase there would have been a checkup. You could tell that it is long overdue, and a lot of the systems are just in need of a tune-up. You could tell that there is, the ship on the outside is pretty rusted, pretty scraped up, fallen apart, and its equipment isn't too much better, especially things that are more fragile in nature, like the crystalline filaments of your computers or the sensories devices outside the ship. And you know that these things it could very likely just be normal wear and tear, and they need a tune-up.
Yes. The captain needs to replace so many pieces.
I did give him the name and number of a guy when I came on board to check the ship. Okay, that's great. You're doing a great job down here.
I will try to fix what I can.
It's the can-do attitude. Okay, call us if you need anything. I think there's gonna be something fancy for dinner.
Okay.
Okay, great. And I'll scuttle back up.
Sure. Oracle, as you're in your engine room, would you like to maybe, if you've kind of envisioned how your workspace would look, if you'd like to run us through that, and then we can also maybe do some repairs while you're down here.
Okay, so there is going to be like a terminal that I use for just general diagnostics for like accessing the ship systems. Aside from that, it's like fairly run of the mill. Like you have a workbench, tools are organized because I'm not crazy and I want to know where things are. But yeah, it's fairly clean since in any free time I have, I make sure the place is tidied up. But yeah, it's just the engine behind me.
Okay. And you could see the braces of an engine behind Oracle. That would be like kind of like a cylinder kind of spinning, but everything in it is held behind glass and metal braces that could be lifted away and moved if need be for diagnostics. Oracle, as you're kind of looking through the engine itself, obviously fine. You're up and running. Nothing seems to be wrong there. You don't think it's a problem of like energy generation. You don't think that's why the systems are giving anything wrong with that decipher roll. You are thinking that likely there could just be some displacement within some of the literal electricals within the walls of the ship. So if you would like to, we could roll to attempt some repairs and see if you can at least get the computer to return normal diagnostics.
Okay.
So I would say you can roll Decipher or Insight on this one.
Like Instinct?
Sorry, yes, Instinct, yeah.
Okay, yeah. I'll roll Instinct then. 9. Jeez.
Oh, man. That's brutal. Yeah, as you're taking off the panels of the walls, just kind of looking in between, you are noticing like a little bit, there's some things that are loose, a small amount of rust buildup, which isn't good. Often that means like there's some kind of moisture leakage. Things aren't being recycled perfectly, but not enough to be alarming, just something to take note of. But as you continuing on your way, you think, there's got to be, behind one of these panels, there's got to be something.
Yeah. In worst case, I go for a little spacewalk.
Worst case, a little spacewalk. And we move up back to the quarters, the navigation room, where we've got Finn, potentially Umber, and maybe Xenon making her way over there to talk about the job.
As I'm still looking out, I'll listen to Xenon come over. One of my eyes will like move over. Xenon, come over here.
Yeah, what are we looking at, Captain?
I'm going to be pointing up. Do you think that's blinking? Like is that blinking to you?
Captain, that's a star.
Are you sure? That's
Oh yeah, no, Captain, I can see it blinking. Absolutely.
Well,
it might be blinking.
Okay, if it's not blinking, then we gotta look for something else. And I'm gonna like turn my head and be like, okay, that one's definitely blinking.
Oh yeah, I can see it too there, Cap.
Give him the dirtiest look.
I'm just like with the chef's knife in my hand, I'm just like, let's go back to cutting.
Captain, may I relay some info to you while you gaze at the stars?
Of course. I'll just shift my eyes. No, that one's a star.
No, that one's definitely a ship.
What?
Anyways, don't worry about it. Oracle, did you, when I started, I gave you the name and number of a guy to call to check on the ship and the quality and make sure everything was in fine repair. Did you have a chance to do that?
Let me check. I'm gonna run over to my little computer. Just look into it's just a blank sheet. Yes, I did, but I got this thing. It was just like beep, beep, beep. I waited there for like an hour.
Oh, hey,
And nobody
sorry,
answered.
Captain. What was his name? What was the name of that
It-
person again?
It was like, it started with a J,
Right.
right?
No.
It's not, Jimothy? Is what I,
No,
is what
it
I
was-
wrote down.
Broderick, that's fine. Captain, listen. We need to make some money so that we can repair the ship. That's the end all. And I've got a great job here that we can look into some repairs, okay? It's like a delivery. You know what that is? We pick something up and we take it somewhere else.
Oh, yes, yeah. I wrote that down long ago. Actually,
Okay.
I'm going to type it out.
Sorry. Don't mean to be a stickler about certain things, but once again, we are on a job right now. Do we know if we can fix the ship for the current job? Forget that next one. We have to do something right now. And the thing
Oracle's
we need's not working.
Oracle's working on it, but we're not sure if we can get it 100%.
Hey, 50% is better than nothing.
What are you're looking for a ship?
I heard.
I just leaked down in my chair.
Listen. Let me go talk to Oracle. I
Maybe
have
we
a
just
way.
leave Oracle alone for a bit.
Oh, that's a
It's
good
fine,
idea.
Captain. You can go. You can go.
Far be it from me to question you, Captain. You were gracious enough to give me a job when finding work was quite hard for myself, given certain things that happened. But I feel like we should finish one job before looking at the next one. Let's get this done. Let's get paid, and then we can deliver stuff. Listen. I love flying. Obviously, I'm the pilot for the ship. So
You're
I'm
one of the
happy.
pilots
Yeah,
for the ship.
yeah, like
Yeah.
pilot number one. Absolutely. I just want to make sure that we don't leave other clients hanging. I don't want us to get a bad rap. Want to make sure that people like us because we finish jobs that we currently have. That's all.
You know what, Finn? You're absolutely right. You're
Seems
absolutely
like everybody's
right.
been right.
Yeah, you know what? Today has been exceptional for that. Everybody has been right.
I'm glad to
I'm gonna
hear,
take
Captain.
On the side wall, I have everybody's name with like a bunch of stars. Obviously, I have the most stars. Finn has the least. I'm just gonna take one star, put it on mine, put one on Xenon, and then put one on Finn. Finn, you're
Oh, I
almost
got
catching up to
stars.
Oracle.
That's. Whew. It's a good day, Captain. Thank you.
Keep it up, buddy. I see great things in your future.
I used to as well. I really did.
And as you guys are talking, you actually hear just every 30 to 45 seconds, you just hear like sometimes like a zzz, zzz, and then as like a loud ting sounds happen. It echoes throughout the ship behind you. And Umber, you take off, making your way down.
As I'm taking
towards
off, all you hear is, "I love the sound of work." God damn.
Smell of work in the morning. And as you're working your way down, you can see Oracle. He's almost made his way to the crew quarters where that ladder is. And you see him just ripping off panels of the wall, checking the wires, checking the goods, shaking his head. Can you roll another decipher for me as well?
Oracle?
Me?
Yeah.
15.
You notice that one of the cables here that kind of leans up the wall that takes you up to the ladder between the crew quarters and above, that the cabling here is actually incredibly loose. Like some of it, as you're looking up, is obviously frayed. The outer cables and protecting coatings have been torn away in some fashion, and you can see raw wire and cabling, and you see rust a little bit building up on some of that, and you know that this is going up towards the crew, up along this ladder as these panels go up. That the even looking up through this panel, you can see the rust is building up more, and there's more and more happening.
Would it be possible to splice that wire into a new one and then find the like search for the last part of the wire that's not. So like I avoid the frayed section.
Yeah,
And
I would say that most of these from panel to panel, maybe about every 3 panels or so, they're modular cables. They have a spot where like each segment can be unscrewed
Taken out.
and removed, and you can see that at least this one is damaged, and the damage does continue up a few panels. You think?
Okay.
But you would have at least the bare equipment to maybe replace 2 of these.
Okay.
As you're looking through, you can continue to survey the damage.
Yeah. Okay. Then, so yeah, behind me you see a line of panels on the ground, because I haven't screwed them back in yet.
Priorities.
And I'm searching for, since we have enough replacements for 2, the worst segments.
Okay. Yeah, and as you're kind of like one arm up on the ladder, one arm undoing the drills, catching the bits, you do find 2 are particularly bad. Can you make a decipher check for me as well?
9. You gotta stop making me do decipher.
This is because you notice that some of the coating on these wires has been stripped away in an odd fashion. It doesn't look like it's just been rattled away or frictioned away. Something has removed the coating by some manner or another.
So I can see like, I can see like marks on the cable then, like scraping or whatever.
Sort of, yeah. Like it looks like intentional.
And at any point in the last 6 months, have I surveyed these cables before?
Likely it would have been like initial surveys, like maybe when you were hired on, you did like a quick look to familiarize yourself more than anything, and you know that you probably didn't search the entire ship, but from what you did look at, it was in better order than this, and this has been during that time.
Okay. Yeah, so you said I found 2 segments which were really bad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you're able to replace those, no problem.
Okay. And I see the captain.
Yeah, I think Umbrish is like hanging out, like maybe just watching you. So
yeah.
Go ahead.
Oracle, are you redecorating? I like this whole vibe you got going on.
The industrial look.
Yeah, I like the exposed wires. I think it's cowabunga, dude.
Pardon?
Oh, I heard a human say that once. I thought it was super cool.
Oh. Okay.
You should try it. You should try it. Just do the 2 fingers and just say cowabunga, dude. There you go.
Dude.
Hey, can we program that into you? I don't know how this works.
I'm not a computer.
Oh, I didn't mean to offend you. You know what? Take it back. I'm so sorry. I like what you done with the place. All I came down to do is just to ask if you needed any help.
I'll put it all back where it was.
Oh,
just one moment. And I yell with a very loud robotic voice. Finn! Try it now.
Okay. And yeah, I'll take a look at the screen.
Yeah, you look back at the navigation panel, and even just like for the heck of it, you just give the whole thing a refresh, see if it's caught anything new. And you actually do that, see in the direction that you had expected the ship, and maybe with a bit of calculation, see where it could have moved to. You do see larger segments of something in the detection in that direction. Doesn't really look like a ship, but it does look like whatever it was that was scattered is bigger chunks now. And still can't tell exactly what it is, but it is clarifying.
That seems to have been better. Sorry, was this job to find the pieces of a destroyed ship?
And you guys know that this is supposed to be like a mercantile ship. It's supposed to be a big colony, like 1,000 size bigger than your ship. Something that very routinely moves from the center of the solar system to the outer, delivering goods, and people live on it like it is. essentially like a massive city-sized caravan,
Right.
and it should not be in pieces.
Yeah, I'm like right at Finn's shoulder, looking over as well. No, that wasn't the job.
Right. So it really seems like either we still have a very big problem with our ship, or they have a much worse problem with theirs.
Both likely, but probably the last one.
Fair.
We should go check it out. You know what I
Okay.
mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We could. My concern would be what caused it, and how much easier would it be for them to do that to us if it was somebody that attacked the ship. Right?
Yeah, that's good thinking. So we look for what did it. Wait, you're just gonna leave that ship there? You're just gonna leave people who could be stranded out in space?
What do you mean stranded? The ship was blown up. They're dead.
Well, we don't know that.
I guess.
There can always be survivors of a crash.
To a point, sure.
We
I
can
mean, it
ask
doesn't.
them.
At the end of the day, it doesn't matter what I think. The captain should have wants to go check it out anyway. So,
That's right.
I look
no, the
back
actual
to
captain,
Oracle.
not the fake captain / fake pilot.
I'm not a fake pilot, okay?
Well, it's fair. You can fly. Co-pilot. My bad.
Great flyer. Wait for the captain to get back.
I'm just like looking at Oracle, like waiting for a response. I don't think they heard you, Oracle.
Finn?
Yeah.
We're all good, thank you,
What
Oracle.
Oh!
It's better, but
Oh,
it's not perfect.
Hey, like I
Have
always said,
Umber buy more parts.
I'm right here. Well, Oracle. Well, Oracle, like I always say, 50% is better than 0. So we got enough. We got enough. Hey, 50% is better than 0. Not quite as good as 100%, but you know what? It's something.
You treat this ship very poorly.
Okay. For your information, I bought the ship like this. So I haven't done anything worse to the ship. So that just goes to
These look
show
like
you.
bite marks. And
I
I'm
don't
holding
have.
him like the cable node.
You know what? Finn does cook with a lot of weird things. Maybe he's the one that did it.
Finn,
Motherfucker.
are you eating cable casing?
You're gonna go up
What?
the ladder. Are you using cables for your food? Not that I'm judging. Your food is delicious. But,
No, I use food for my food.
Well, I'm gonna
So-
look down
oh,
at
right.
Oracle.
Cable
He-
casings are not food.
What does he know, right? I'm gonna look back up to Finn. Okay, if you say so.
For Xenon and Finn, could you both give me either a knowledge or decipher check for me?
Decipher.
Yeah.
That's a 12.
That's pretty
Oh
good.
my god, a 6.
No.
That's why I'm
You're
pilot.
both like kind of like just thinking through as you're looking at this navigation. And Xenon, you feel it just on the tip of your mind, and right as like this thought is coming to you, you hear Finn say that we fixed it, or think like this comes to your mind that
Yeah.
you fixed some of the issues inside, and the sensor's still having issues. So there's still potentially external problems. Maybe this isn't necessarily a problem with them. It could still be a problem with us. We just haven't checked it.
Hey, Oracle.
Yes?
Want to take a look at the outside? Like go outside the ship, make sure there's nothing wrong out there.
Okay.
Thanks. Zeno, you want some paella? It's almost done.
I don't like French food, thank you.
Jesus Christ. All right. You're so
Before I go for
fucking
the spacewalk,
brave.
I'm reattaching all the panels because
Yeah.
they're a hazard just like laying around.
You get all the panels in there. You got one of these cables is still a bit rusty and stripped, but nowhere near as bad as the two you replaced. Even as you go back towards the engine room and replacing the bits, you do see that the diagnostics computer is coming back with a bit more information now. You can see that it's running a bit more smoothly. It's giving you actual data rather than just like broken characters on a screen. And you do see that there is also still, you see an outgoing problem with the sensors relays. It's like how a laser back and forth knows how information is coming. These are having a larger issue sending than they are receiving. You can tell that that's very often a case locally, not so much remotely. So you
I grab my tool bag and get ready for a spacewalk.
Before Oracle goes, I'm going to grab a spacesuit, and I'm
okay.
Here, you're probably going to need this. And it's like, it's way too big for Oracle. Obviously, he's a machine. He doesn't need it, but...
Thank you. Set it down. I take off my overalls and I get ready to go for the spacewalk.
Nice.
As he's taking them off, I'm like, oh God. And I'm going to go upstairs to get him ready. Let him change.
And then Oracle, you find your way up under the crew quarters, and then from the rear end there is a side passage that takes you out to the pressure room, and then from there's a hatch you can open up and get outside. And you barely even need to worry about any pressurization issues. You just you pop in there, let everything close up, and you can wheel your way out to the outside of the ship. There are tethering cables and several things that you can attach to you yourself, or if you were to wear a suit for the others that aren't already pretty safe in space. You're able to tether yourself in. And from the outside of the ship, you see, again, like this hard industrial painting with orange and yellow and blue, different colors flecked and cracked throughout its rusted body. You see big angular, like chunky pieces of machinery and slight aerodynamics for when the ship actually goes into atmosphere. You see fins and relays and little bits of sensors. And as you begin to scan your way over them, can you make a decipher check for me? So you begin to look over the ship itself.
16.
If I see him through a window, I just want to pause and just be like...
the general ship has like three or four windows in the general space. You have like one kind of engine room, one pilot room, one towards the exit vault, and then your rooms have windows. But there's as few as possible for hull integrity.
For space.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
At some point, you probably see him distantly. And yeah, you rolled a 16 or 15 there?
16.
Yeah, as you're looking up at the main relay sensor, that's kind of like a spike that moves a little bit from the piloting fore area of the ship, moving backwards. You see this long piping, and the end of that, the sensor array itself, you see has like just so much debris, like an impossible amount of debris wrapped up around this thing. Anything that is especially magnetic, you're seeing is like clinging around this. A lot of it is spiraling motes and dust, and you can tell that whatever's happened here, like normally sensors would have a field for this to keep some things away, and that has broken down entirely. It's attracting way more stuff than it would if you hadn't even installed the repulsor to begin with. And so you can just see that there is way more than one man could probably handle. Maybe around several hundred pounds of just debris moving around and dust covering the sensor itself.
Do we have like radio communication or anything?
Yeah. Anytime you guys can flick on comms between each other.
I'll flick on like a direct comm only to Oracle.
Okay.
Hopefully that no one else can invade too.
Sure.
Steven is right there.
Yeah, that's fine. Oracle, so have you found the problem? Is there anything going on out there?
Yes. The repulsor for the array has malfunctioned and is attracting debris.
The captain's treating the ship poorly again, isn't he?
He hasn't help.
All right. So, how much time do you need?
Give me a few minutes to assess, and I'll let you know.
All right.
So I go over towards the array to see if I can do anything myself or if I need assistance.
Yeah. Is there anything that you do as you get to it to see how it would react, or if there's anything you could do?
Is there an outer panel for, like, to be able?
Like a diagnostics bit, yeah, like kind of closer to the body of the ship itself, at the end, the long end of the sensor, like opposite of the sensor itself, there would be a panel on the base of the ship.
Okay. Then, yeah, I guess I'll go down towards the base of the ship.
Okay.
See if I can see the cause for the repulsor attracting.
A little bit similarly to how you initially kind of received garbage on the computer, you kind of get that kind of information here. And because you had already
Space
kind of
gremlins.
worked through this, sorry, space gremlins.
Space gremlins.
You do kind of see a similar connection to how it failed before, and that if there is a physical issue, the internals of the sensor are likely broken and corroded, and just due to lack of maintenance, these things just need to be replaced from time to time, or maintained more often than every 6 months. And things have gone a little bit poorly. Yeah. So from looking at the diagnostics, you can tell that there's probably not a software or anything you could do to fix it other than replace the repulsor piece itself.
Okay. Do we have, like, a spare? I'm assuming
You probably don't
No.
have a spare. How much? No, you guys didn't even have much credits left. Right now, you're like running on fumes a little bit.
Okay.
But you know that the repulsor's purpose is to get the debris away. So if you can get the debris away, the sensor will work again until stuff collects again. And you
Okay.
don't know how long this has been here. This could be 6 months worth of collection. Maybe it just disabled itself this morning. You don't know. But
Okay. And you said it's like several 100 pounds of debris?
yeah, probably like as you're removing it, you can assume the sensor will get better bit by bit. You may
Okay.
not have to remove all the debris from this entire long pole-like sensor device, but at least the more sensitive bits.
Okay.
be-
The larger portions,
Yeah.
at least. Okay. Yeah, I'll go over to the array and start removing the larger chunks of debris first.
Yeah, can you make a strength test for me?
Sure. Natural 20.
Natural 20. Nice. So
Fuck
as you go and reach for some of this, you can see it's meteorites, and it's like heavily metallic debris that's collected around it. Like you can feel the magnetic pull as you're like picking off some of the biggest chunks of this, which are like larger than your fist. And a couple of chunks like together in your arms, boom, come right free. You can feel like you're now in the vacuum space with that pressure. Yourself moving back a little bit, but the magnetic pull of these is pulling you back towards the sensor, and very likely if you were just let go, they go right back. So you do have them in your control, and you now need to figure out a way, and this doesn't have to be done alone, but you have to figure out how to get a few more good chunks of this off and away without there a chance of it just reattaching itself.
Finn,
Yeah.
can someone bring me a large bag?
Sure. Yeah.
Sturdy.
Sturdy bag. Got it. Hey, sorry, Captain. Captain,
Yes,
you're
Ben?
here, right? Yeah. Sorry, just a quick question. Oracle asked if you could bring him a sturdy bag outside, if that was at all possible.
That's a strange request.
Yeah, no, I don't really understand it myself, but I think he's up there fixing the array. So, yeah, if you just want to bring him a bag, I think that's all we need to fix it, or something.
I remember packing a thing called a plastic bag. Let me go find it.
Captain, I think maybe a canvas bag from Oracle's studio, perhaps.
Aye, that would be probably better than plastic.
I think that's probably was your second choice.
Yeah, Xenon, can you roll an awareness check for me?
Yeah.
Potentially awareness or decipher would be fine.
Okay, 19.
Okay. You know that one of the goods that you're supposed to bring to this merchant ship that's going to give you a good 35 credit reward on bringing it there, just some stock you're supposed to bring in, is covered in a canvas bag currently. Like a cubic canvas bag that is meant to cover up what the crate is. But it's pretty big, it's pretty sturdy, pretty strong.
Yeah, I'll go. Captain, come with me for a sec and go to the hold and grab that.
Yeah.
Of course. And I follows on.
This is probably what you were thinking of, not a plastic bag. This one.
Oh, I don't know. You humans have so much plastic bags around in the water. It's just, I just thought that would be sturdy. If you're trying to collect all that water.
We do love plastic bags and water, but
that's why you humans are so cool.
I guess this one.
Is
This
someone
will
coming?
be good.
Yeah, no, they're on their way. Just give
I'm
them
gonna
a minute.
grab it.
Okay, Captain, are you sure you're okay with going outside? Would you like me to deliver this?
You know what? That's a great idea. This would be a great exercise for you, and I will grade you. So here's the bag. Oh, don't forget your suit. Very important. I don't want you to fail right off the bat.
I wouldn't just go outside without that. So thank you.
Okay.
I'll put it on and tether up and bring this out.
I'll be quizzing you when you come back.
So yeah, you kind of like crumple up or fold up. It's a pretty big bag. Like the crate is like, I don't know, like 6 by 6 by 3 tall. It's pretty big, but feet, not meters. And you're able to kind of curl it up in a way that you're able to carry it a little bit, going through the pressure room outside in your ship, and I assume tether up and everything.
Yes,
and
totally.
outside you see just Oracle like with an amassing amount of meteors and metallic just debris in his arms, kind of stacking, and you see his body itself is kind of pulled up against the sensor, magnetized to it just a little bit.
Well,
Hello.
So Sean, Oracle, what the heck is going on?
Debris.
You want to put the debris in the bag?
I'll throw a meteorite away and watch it immediately come streaking towards my head.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh my
boomerangs.
god, be careful. Okay, yeah, I guess I'll hold this open. Next time, maybe say I need someone strong to come help me.
But I'm the strong one.
Yes, and you're going to be picking up the meteorites and putting things. Okay, it's fine. It's fine.
Just shoving stuff
Start
in
putting them
bag.
into the bag. Yeah, Xenon.
Trying to like hold it open. And,
Yeah, I assume you're kind of like positioning yourself and with you're feeling out the distance as you guys are doing this. So I will give you guys both strength checks with advantage as you are trying to move them from the scanner itself into a bag at a good enough distance. Also not float off into space.
16.
That's pretty good.
17.
Boom, no problem.
Okay.
I'd say you get like a good 100, 200 pounds of this, just like, was it like a fireman chain thing? Like, here's a rock, you pass it into the box, into your little canvas bag there. And it's by its like, weightlessness alone, you're finding that like, it's not too hard to keep this here, but you are feeling that you're getting a little bit of pressure and pull just through momentum of the ship as these things are no longer being tethered to the sensor itself, but it's not that big of a deal. As you see Finn inside the ship, you actually notice immediately on the display that a lot of the missing gaps in what was more obviously now a singular object begin to fill. and you can see like in the distance, maybe 4 or 5 hours away now would be what seems to be 4 or 5 ships, but you're assuming as things kind of particulate and become more obvious, that maybe it is what you're looking for.
All right. I'll go on like the full team comms and be like, well, whatever you're doing out there, it's working. I can see it's actually looks like it is just the one big ship. Crisis averted. Keep doing what you're doing though, because this is working out great.
We're picking stones.
Thanks, Finn. We've got it.
I'm just telling you it's
team.
working, because how would you possibly have known otherwise? Sorry for the relay of important information. My bad. Click off my fucking headset.
Go to Oracle. Was I being mean to him?
I'm just listening to the conversation.
Just grading, quizzing. Can Xeon and Oracle make one more strength test as you hand off another good a few chunks of this debris?
Natural 20.
A natural 1.
Oh no!
I mean, that's just balance.
With advantage, you got a natural 1?
Yeah, you do have advantage.
Oh, this one's with advantage too?
Yeah, because you're
Okay,
working together
okay.
to do the same thing.
Oh, 17.
Boom. There you go. Yeah, there's a split second where your mind just forgets that you need to hold on to the ship too. Like there's some
Yep.
you can't just use both hands.
That checks out. Oracle! Oh my god! Woo!
Be careful.
Almost.
Jesus Christ.
After like a long silence of them working, all you hear is, "Good job, team. You're doing wonderful."
You're doing it. And you Finn, you notice that there's a full obvious ship. You can tell more clearly now that it is about 5 hours at your current speed and direction. You can see the outlines of what would be, it would have to be that ship at the size it's kind of relaying its information back. And Oracle and Xenon, you can tell that like largest pieces of debris are gone. And there's like small pieces, like it looks like it's covered in like a grid of sand now. But as far as problems go, that doesn't seem to be bad.
All right, I'll flip the headset back on.
Mhm.
Just whatever you guys did out there, it actually did fix it. We'll be arriving in about 5 hours. For anybody who does consume nutrients, dinner's ready. Over and out. Shut it off.
Okay.
I'm
And
just waiting for them to get back.
This will have to do until we make port and fix the rest of the ship.
Yeah. I've got a new job, a good paying job. So we'll fix her.
That's good.
Okay. Thanks, Oracle.
the huge canvas.
It's weightless. You're in space. There's no. It's like.
Well,
He
it's
still
still
makes
got a
the
magnetic
noise.
pull to
You
it.
still got the magnetic, a little
Yeah,
bit.
that's a good point. That's a good point.
I would say now that you're no longer up by the sensor, you could use your magnetic boots to get back onto the hull. Would be much more dangerous up there, but now that you're away from it, it's a-okay. And it does make a little bit of sense to have a bit of struggle now as you magnet walk your way back to the pressure room if you guys wish, bringing the canvas full of meteorites with you.
Sure.
As you guys,
Some pretty sounds.
as you do repressurize and everything, Xenon, can you make a knowledge or decipher check for me?
Mm-hmm.
And Oracle, you
Natural
could roll
20,
as well.
so 23.
Okay.
Mhm.
Knowledge or decipher?
Yes.
Okay, that's 17.
Okay. Yeah, Oracle, first you pick out that like these are potentially more rare metals from a cursory scan and look at them, that a lot of these could have value. And Xenon, as you're kind of like taking in that information as well, you realize that you think that these could be maybe punched up a little bit, priced up a little higher. Some of the pieces almost look solid, like solid bits of some metal that you'd have to like scan maybe more to figure out. But this could be not a ton of money, but if you guys do get in contact with a merchant ship, maybe a little something extra. Yeah.
Oracle, these pieces in particular, don't tell the captain. Just maybe keep them in your studio.
Okay.
I just don't want him to throw them out accidentally.
Why
Fair.
would-
That's legit. I was just like,
Okay.
yeah, okay, yeah.
Why are we keeping them?
They're valuable. We can use them, sell them to repair Juniper.
Oh, okay. So the captain doesn't get any.
I guess not. Shoot.
Yeah, just rocks.
So many repairs, so little money.
Okay. So I guess Oracle, you sneak off without sneaking.
Thunk.
Yeah, just carrying
Thunk.
a big bag of rocks to the engine room.
As they come in, I'm like holding a clipboard, just waiting for Xenon.
Captain,
Xenon,
successful
You did-
mission.
you did such a wonderful job. However, are you ready for your quiz?
You bet, Cap.
Okay. Question 1.
Mhm.
Name.
My name?
That's
Xenon
not a-
Zinc.
Okay. Could write that down. Absolutely don't know how to spell her last name.
Weird pause.
Second question.
Mhm.
Was the mission successful?
Yes.
Check. And I'm going to put 100%. Show it to Xenon. You passed!
Wow. It's
passed.
an honor to work under you, sir.
I'm going to give her a hug.
Oh, no,
Like,
thank you.
A bit too tight.
No, thank you.
You deserve 2 gold stars for that one. Don't tell Finn, though.
He
I'll
does
sneak-
get jealous of the stars.
I know. But I'll sneak those 2 stars on your name when he's asleep. Good
Thanks,
job out
Cap.
there. Good job out
Thank you. You also,
And-
I'm going to give you a star. You did so well.
there. Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to give myself a hug. I'm going to
Oh,
walk
no.
up. I think I will try some of Finn's so-called food. I'm sure it's great.
I'm sure it is, sir. Go.
Success
sit
all
down.
around.
Okay, so I'm curious, Finn. You do have
Yeah.
a little bit of a impromptu cooking station, somewhat near the piloting area. But as far as where
Yep.
people would actually eat, is there some dining space, maybe, or how do you envision you guys actually would share a meal?
I would assume that like somewhere not in the cockpit, we have like a table with, I guess, 4 chairs, really, just set up
Yeah.
somewhere.
Yeah. Okay.
And you know, given that I made paella, that's like I just bring the pot of the stuff out. Like you serve yourself on the plates. It's
Just
perfect.
have
It's
at
a
it.
1-pot meal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Left just sticky enough in case you lose your artificial gravity. You know, it won't go
Yeah.
everywhere.
exactly. Nice rice dish. It's delicious. I make it all the time.
Excellent. So yeah, as you guys unload for those of you that have sense of smells, I guess everyone but Oracle, it smells great in here, and
Get
you know the ship is on course, locked into a path, 5 hours to that large body that you assume would be the mercantile ship, because anything else that big out here would be very concerning. So you've got.
I
some time
double
to kill.
check Finn's work while everyone's serving themselves.
Oh, on the navigation.
Yeah.
Even without
Pull
a
up my
decipher
laser
test,
blaster.
even without like rolling for it, you can tell now that the sensor is like actually in a pretty good state. You can still see like a kind of like Rorschach test style. A little bit it blips in and out, as the little bit of debris on the sensor still causes some strangeness. But you could tell for the most part, the blips move around a central space, and you can tell that is, as you would expect, the size of the ship, and it does seem to be like 5-ish hours away now on the course that you guys are plotted for.
Okay, cool.
And at this point, I would like to ask if you have stocked up on resources recently when you were last doing purchasing. I believe you have a small ship that has a capacity of 10, and you would have used one flight of fuel to at least be on the move now. But I don't know if at your last stock up, if you guys as a crew bought any resources which you could use to pick up speed or, leave once you get there.
I would have bought some the last time, enough for. Okay, on average, how long does like a mission take? Weeks.
It's usually about 1 fuel resource per week of travel at what you would consider like your constant speed, which is like the highest speed you can move where things work fine. And that's generally the speed you guys move at. So you've been traveling for a few days now, and you know that you're running low on fuel. If you were to dock and try and take off again, that initial momentum burst would burn up 1 fuel. So you have a week of travel with it, but stopping and starting will still use another fuel.
Okay.
So,
I think I would have bought 3.
Okay. And you
3.
still have the money for that?
Yeah. So that's 10 each.
Yeah.
I'm assuming. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So at the very minimum, you guys have at least 3 more resources to use on the ship as you would like for your different stations, and fuel being one of the resources that you can use. Okay. So yeah, you guys are 5 hours plotted. We don't have to wait that time. If there is anything you guys would like to discuss as a crew for the first time in who knows how long, you're eating a real cooked meal together at a table. with a robot and a slime in a terrarium head with a wood metal body.
Does Oracle join for dinner?
I guess that's up to Oracle.
Okay.
Yes, I'll sit at the table, but obviously I don't have a plate of food.
Yeah.
Before we talk about next steps, I just want to give a toast to the best crew I've ever had. AKA, you've only been the only crew, but you'll always be in my memories.
Honestly, it was a lot nicer before you added that second part. Should have just kept it best crew ever. Boom. Let's do it. Cheers.
Oh, okay. Let me do that again. I'm going to walk away. You come back.
Jesus Christ.
I'd like to do a cheers for the best group I've ever had.
Here, here.
You're here.
Hey. Okay. Okay, team.
Yes,
Finn,
Captain.
remind the team. What was our mission again?
What are you talking about?
Why were we going to the ship?
Do you actually not know?
I obviously
doesn't
know.
You don't actually know, do you?
I do. We're going to restock.
He knows that we're delivering the goods that are in the hold at the moment.
Yes. Exactly.
I would have loved to hear him say that. That would have made me feel a lot more at ease.
Finn, you should be
We
more
can
of a
also
team
sell
player.
the meteorites.
Oh, we got
Meteorites?
Yes, Finn, Captain, we found some debris out there that could be valuable, and we think that we should sell it, Oracle and I, for money towards a more permanent solution to the repairs that we did today.
I think that's a great idea.
Captain?
I also think that's an excellent idea. Finn, good job. Okay.
Thanks.
Xenon, after
Yes, Captain.
that, what is our next mission?
Yes, our next mission is a delivery to the planet Callisto, from the planet Callisto, or Moon.
Moon Callisto, yeah.
But to or from, I don't remember.
That's where the person, Marion Curtis, said they were. Callisto.
Okay,
That's where
excellent.
the moon of Jupiter.
We need to contact them ahead of time just to let them know that we're interested in the mission. If we are, it's 200 credits. That's one of the bigger ones we've ever had.
Oh, yeah, that's fair.
I think we're on a good. You know what? Whatever.
Shall I contact
You're
them,
thinking
Captain?
a lot.
I know there's too much going on in here.
Just-
But
you're excited. I like that.
I think
Cap-
our
you-
luck is getting there.
You think
We'll
I
need
should
to
call them?
resupply at the merchant ship.
Finn did do a good idea. Let's finish one job first.
Yes.
Then we'll communicate to that one. Yes. Finn
And
Finn
pick up the
deserved that gold.
resupply.
Yes. Finn deserved that gold star. We should listen to him this once. And I'm
Wow,
gonna
good
look
job,
at him.
Finn.
Good job, buddy.
Thanks.
Also, the food, fantastic. And I'm just gonna drop it in my ooze and just let it just sink in.
I'm glad you like it. It's my mother used to used to make it for me all the time. So she was Spanish. It's a Spanish dish. It's wonderful.
Oh.
It's
I
not
heard
French.
this.
Not even close to being a French dish.
I heard the Spanish talk very. Xenon, cover your ears.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go. They speak in the language of love. I heard. You don't want Xenon to get in love with anybody here. She can choose her own partners and.
Captain, I can't hear you. This isn't an effective means of blocking out exterior
she's
sound.
gonna fall in love with Finn. Finn, do not speak Spanish.
I don't know
Hola.
Spanish, Captain, so I don't.
Me
think that's
amo
a problem.
Finn.
Oh my God, no! I think I'm in love with Finn.
Captain, maybe you should earmuffs.
Earmuffs. As my hands just keep going into my ooze.
You just see little oozy hand-like tentacles form up out of the slop of his body and press into it. So
I
oh God. I have to say, I've worked with a lot of different crews in my time, and you are all the most
Alive.
interesting. You say a lot or alive?
I said alive.
Fair.
I'm sure a lot of
What is that supposed to mean?
it just zoops away.
Top of the body
I
turns
told you
away.
that wasn't me. It was the co-pilot. I didn't do nothing wrong.
And we all believe you, Finn.
Wait,
No. one
wait, what
believes
is
me.
this?
Huh?
Nothing,
What?
Captain. Nothing. Finn just telling old stories.
Yeah, it's just they're all make believe. Every single
You
one of them.
didn't do anything.
Damn straight, I didn't.
You know what? I believe you. I'd like to read your stories. So if you ever
No.
write them down. Oh, not a very good writer, are you?
Sure.
Me either. Look, I'm gonna just show him gibberish. I'm trying to write it in human language. It's okay, Finn. I get it.
Oh, I'm glad you understand there, Captain. Thanks for that.
Oh, you're very welcome. Do you guys know if our ship has light speed? I heard that's a thing. I don't think we've
Captain,
ever.
this is your ship. You purchased the ship. You tell me, what does the ship have?
Captain, we don't have.
Oh. You know.
You want me to install a point drive?
Do we have one?
No, Captain.
No.
Oh my god.
Oh, then
I
how
just
can you
can't.
install?
We would have to purchase one.
Oh. I'm gonna open my wallet.
Moths come out.
I don't think we have enough. Those things sound expensive.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, to answer your
We might
question,
be able
Finn,
to
we don't
buy
have
one.
a point drive.
Sorry, wait. Did you say my question?
Yeah, you told me you're supposed to tell me what we have. That's a question, and I answered it with a statement.
I think what the captain is trying to say is he hopes we can go a bit faster in the future.
Well,
Thank you,
if we're all in agreement to, and if it's going to mean that we get more jobs, why don't we just buy it with what we get from the 2 jobs we're completing?
That might be
Captain?
enough.
Well,
but
we
there
should
are
probably
Some
repair the
essential
ship.
repairs as well.
I don't disagree. Trust me. I'm just saying, if we have money for it, it could be an option. And if it means we get better paying jobs, it could be an even better option.
Yeah.
Well, we'll take a look into that. Xenon, can you study more speed equals more money?
I will make a note of that. Yes, sir.
Thank you, co-captain. And
No problem.
another question: if both pilots are here, who's piloting the ship?
It's on autopilot. Are you kidding?
Oh, we have the money for that. Okay. I'm going to write that down. Things we have and don't have. Autopilot. Don't have.
Light speed.
Light speed. Okay. You know,
While
I
we're on the
always-
topic of things I think we should have in the ship, we
Okay.
could really use a galley. It's like an actual kitchen, a real kitchen where I can make us real food.
And would that be far away from the cockpit?
As you guys are
We
sitting
could put
here,
that near the back of the ship.
you see in this open space that there are like lots of darkness in the room around you, where there is like sheeting and like space where there would be room to install more. The ship could go out. You could socket style put more into the ship, and so installing a galley would literally be installing a galley. Yeah, modular, exactly. And so this small darkness space around you could be opened up, and you could absolutely have a galley brought right in, or an empty room that you turn into a galley, however you please.
Yeah, I think that would be a vital upgrade.
I agree with Xenon here. However, one thing that concerns me is you said we can make real food. Am I not eating real food right now? As
No,
drop
just
a little piece of
I
food?
have a lot more space to be able to make things. I'd be able to store food that we buy at our different stops for longer. Usually what ends up happening is once we're flying for quite a long time, we just get down to a lot of potatoes, which I love potatoes. They're one of the best food known to man, quite frankly. But we could have more like proteins, for example, or I don't know, or we could have. Do you consume anything?
I have a charging station in my room.
Just electricity, then, eh? Okay. Oh.
Okay, we'll keep that. We'll put that on the wants section. Write that down. I put gully ?
Just
Anyway.
see that, just like, fuck. We're never gonna get the gully.
Anyway, we should probably gear up. You never know what's going to be on that big thing, the big ship. I've heard.
Captain, it's like 4
heard-
hours and 30 minutes away.
Is it? I'm looking at my wrist or something there.
We haven't been here for that long. It's still pretty far.
No, it's
I
felt
don't-
like forever, but
I don't know how you humans keep these things called conversations going. I feel like we've had a whole day's worth of.
You know what? Me neither. And I get up, go to the fucking cockpit. I'm so over this. No.
I'm gonna look at Oracle. I think that went well.
It did not.
Oh. And then I'm gonna look at Xenon. Don't give me that star. I don't deserve it. I'm gonna go to the captain's. I'm gonna go to the captain's quarter.
Cry for a little bit.
I'm definitely going to. I think Xenon does this every day, but I'm going to go make sure that the captain has the most stars out of everyone on the board.
Nice.
Been taking it from my fucking star pool, haven't you? Son of a bitch.
And then just sit in the co-pilot seat.
That's right.
Nice. And so Xenon, you pull up more in front of like the navigation and sensor areas, and Finn, you find yourself more like at the helm. If it were to come to it and you need to take manual, you've got the control right there. Kind of looking out over the small port of glass in front of you. You guys can see out into the vast emptiness of space. Is there? I was curious. I guess Umber, you have you go to your captain's quarters. Do you have an idea of how you would imagine that looks? Where you spend your time?
So I would have tried to grab the room with the biggest window to try to get sunlight if we ever pass by a sun to get some photosynthesis in me.
Yeah.
And then I feel like it's just a hammock, but the hammock is facing towards the window, so my head is always at the window.
Nice.
And then on the like walls, you just see posters of like the Earth, and then like cities and past cities, and just anything to do with the Earth, and then I have like the evolution table where it just turns into a human. I'm just gonna circle it, like that's the one I like the most.
Which stage in evolution?
Yeah, and yeah, that's just pretty much my room.
Nice. Yeah, I like that a lot. So you tuck into your hammock, and you have a little pinch of sunlight moving in through the window, warming you through your membrane terrarium head into your slime body, within the wood metal plant organism that you host. And panning out, we see the Juniper's eye as it's moving through this vast emptiness of space for the next 4.5 hours, until eventually you guys get the hailing beacon. And through any of you looking out through the port side, you would see through windows that there is a massive colony ship. The height of it stretches beyond the view that you can see through your windows, even through Umber's big bay window. The spanning of this thing is incredible. And you get a Xenon on the sensor comms array there. You get a beacon that often comes when you would like to dock and port at places like this with someone trying to make communications with you.
Cool. Yeah, I send back whatever is the correct communications signal.
Yeah, so it just sends out a pretty generic docking request confirmation.
Okay.
And then with that, you can just you send an agreement, and it sends the captain information as long as the ship serial number. So Umber and the Juniper's eye are logged into the ship here, and you Finn especially notice that the ship, and Xenon, you'd probably notice this as well, is taken off its spatial moorings a little bit and pulled tractor style into the docking of this larger colony ship. And you can tell you are gently being guided without any requirements on your end. You can tell this is kind of a fancier port compared to some.
Best driving you've ever done, Finn.
And Oracle, even from the engineering bay or from your own crew quarters, you also see the big, giant steel-like panels of the colony ship. And within moments, your ship is docked, and you can hear the pressurization happening at the pressure port at the rear of the ship.
I'm going to come out of my room just clapping. Okay, crew. Okay. Gather up. Gather. I'm gonna,
yes, everyone.
Bring Finn super close. Okay. Eyes on the prize. Okay. Deliver the goods. Maybe purchase some more stuff. And then we're that's it. Thank you, Oracle. Resources, fuel. I like that. And then to the other mission. Okay? Any questions?
Yeah, do you need me to come aboard with you? Or can I stay here?
Nope. I think you should come with us. Field experience is great experience.
I've done this before. I don't need to learn anything about how to do this part.
Maybe it's good if Finn stays and looks after the ship.
I just think someone should stay with the ship.
Fine. You stay with the ship this time. Then it'll be Oracle, and then Xenon, and then back to Finn.
I think when we go to public places, it could just be me every time. It's fine.
Nope. You got to pass the exams, just like Xenon had to.
And
she's passed with flying colors.
As you guys make your way towards it, you do see your individual suits, your space suits, your everyday protection that you wear. And you know that it is very common to suit up into situations like this. Usually they are atmosphere that is good and breathable, but not always. So it's customary to hop into your suits, and what harm is there in being safe and protected at all times outside of your ship?
I do have a question. Are we expecting this to be like a sketchy drop off? Like, was this a sketchy job, or was this like a
above board?
Yes.
So for you guys, I would say first make an instinct roll, each of you.
Okay.
To kind of get a feel for how the job
17
to pick up and everything.
9.
That's pretty good.
Haha, 0, baby.
0.
What?
11.
Your instinct
I
is
rolled-
-2?
Yes.
He's the best captain of all
My
time. I love it.
Listen, listen, I
Captain
don't
the
think you
captain.
understand.
I
This is why
don't.
I get a. This is why I get a crew to fill in my discrepancies and my failures.
There
So
you
that's
go.
why I have you
Uh-huh.
guys.
Fair.
Yeah, most of you you knew it was like a pretty regular pick up and drop off type situation. Not everybody has the ability to get in the ship and drive across the solar system to drop off a
Right.
package. So for you guys, it's very common to do that. Finn, a little bit, you thought it was just they were a little too terse, just a little bit. Like didn't necessarily seem like a big criminal thing, but there was just something about a touch
Yeah.
of paranoia to them. But beyond that, nothing more.
Would I know how far from where we were docked this is getting delivered? Like how far away it is?
All you know is that it's just supposed to be brought to a shipping receiving area within, and for anyone that if any of your characters have been like out and exploring through space a lot, you would know that these colony ships are often like a bazaar. Like people sometimes will dock and take over, like almost like like a
pop-up shop.
like a flea market, or a pop-up shop.
Yeah.
Where you can dock and like open up your ship, and people from inside could pop right in, and like within an isolated area, you can become a market for a while. And inside the bazaar is just insane festivities, and lots of things happen. So it's a ton of life and ton of energy. You don't know beyond where you would drop this package off, where it would go. But that's not really a part of you. It's
I
you bring
will
it to the
also-
ones.
Yeah, I'll also suit up and grab my weapons, but I'll still chill at the ship just in case.
Oh, okay.
I just want to be able like to get there if I need to get there and not have to like get ready. That's all.
Okay. Are staying inside the ship or like at the door at the like?
I think I'll be like at the bottom of the ramp sort of thing,
Okay.
and maybe even close the ramp so people can't get into my fucking ship.
Yeah.
The fucking ship. It's not my ship.
Hey, it's your
Right on top.
home. It's your ship.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. And so Xenon, Umber, and Oracle, you guys suit up, arm up, or take whatever you like with you, and you can make your way into the colony itself. Unless there's anything I'd like to do first.
No, I am going to bring the canvas bag with at least the materials in it that seem valuable.
Cool. Oracle, you would know that the cargo is on like a little grav plate. You kind of like, it's got like a trolley handle, and it kind of zoops up onto its own, and you can pull it with very minimal ease, and you can pull out that cargo if you wish to.
So, I'll use the little grab plate and push it and be a little tractor man.
Yeah. And as you guys make your way through your rear end of the ship out and through the pressure lock that is opened up, you see bright white light pour in. And as your eyes adjust, you see the bazaar itself. Strangely, one of the first things you notice as you go in here is that it is a giant open space. In most ships, it's safer for there to be lots of narrow hallways for just pressurization. But in here, it is giant and open, and there is almost like a pale, gleaming cleanness to a lot of the entryway here. There are plants growing out around, like some of it vines and stuff wrapping around some of the metal in here. And then as you move your way into the ship, you see that the lights do dim, and there are lots of other ships like yours docked along the far edge, and you can see at least 30-40 ships into the distance through crowds and crowds of people selling goods from the openings of their ships that they've created. And you can see a market has been created by all the ships that have docked here. In addition to that, you see people who have pulled out like pop-up shops that are actually out in the bazaar itself, where you see between the pathways and plant life, you see fountains of water spreading up into twisting pathways where there's more little kiosks of people selling strange foods, maybe not from Earth itself. You see a Charokan individual with their aquatic forearms, and you see like gills marking down their body, kind of pulsating as they like breathe out into this atmosphere, and you can see them chopping up some kind of squid-like entity and wrapping it in a bunch of random wreaths of vegetables. And you just see a wild assortment of insane things that in the vastness of space you don't get to see very often. A lot of the individual places throughout the Earth, the solar system, like Earth, they become somewhat simpler, more focused in their cultures and their purposes, and sometimes it's rare to see such a melting pot of expression. Inside, you guys quickly find a large metal central area that kind of cones down into a flat cutoff, where beneath that you see a ring desk around a bunch of people bringing in packages. You see maybe 35 registers in a huge circle, and areas for cargo and stuff to be dropped off. And you get into the line, and within moments you can be shuffled forward, and you see yourselves maybe a 2-minute wait from getting your own cargo delivered as you look around and take in the surroundings of the Bazaar colony ship. And you've got, Xenon, you've got the meteorites and stuff with you. If you wish, you can take a decipher check for me to investigate the area and see if maybe there's a place where you could hawk those off while maybe Umber and Oracle deal with the cargo.
Great. 21.
No problem. You see someone who, while they're not specifically just like dealing in like rare metals, you see that there is someone who is selling all sorts of variety of things. Lots of jewelry, lots of metal adjacent things, as well as a few weapons that are very ostentatious in their platinum plating that does absolutely nothing to increase its worth in battle.
Beautiful.
Yeah, you see that potentially they would be a welcome buyer for some of the things you've got.
Cool. Captain,
Yes.
I'm just gonna run off and sell these. Are you gonna be okay with Oracle?
I'll
Yeah,
watch him.
of course.
Thank you, Oracle.
What does that mean? I don't need looking after.
Of course you don't, Captain. All right, good luck. And I'm
Good.
gonna take the canvas bag, which probably weighs a lot more now for I'm not very strong.
Yeah, I would say at this point, Oracle, you wouldn't need the grav plate for the cargo you have. There's like conveyor belts at each of these sections, and so you can hand that off to Susan.
Perfect. And I'll take it up to that area, or that vendor.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hi there, and you see them like very aggressively pulling out some of like the shiniest things they have in the shop. You see this like this full length laser rifle with like platinum and gold wrappings on almost like a tiger stripe pattern. They're just like accidentally bringing it out to hang up into like a glass vault right above the shop, right as people are kind of crowding around. How are you doing?
Xenon's eyes are like huge. Great! Wow, those are so scary looking.
Oh, thank you. You know, they take effort, but it's worth it.
I'm sure they're very strong. I have some pieces here you might be interested in. We might be able to come to some sort of arrangement. I'll like haul them up onto the table.
Oh, let me take a look there. I see, and you see they bring down this like metal arm that's like kind of curled up on their shoulder, and it swings out around them, and you see this like oscillating set of lenses in front of their eye as it focuses in on the metals there. Okay, we've got, what is this? We got 3% silver, 14 gold, 7 platinum. That's not bad. That's as far as percentages go, that's pretty high. You've got some good stuff.
That's what I thought.
There's a lot of iron in here that I don't care about. So I wouldn't take that. Most of this is garbage, but the small percentage of the shiny stuff I'll take.
Okay, yes. Yeah, I the iron, we just collected a few things, so I wasn't trying to sell the iron to you. That would be stupid.
Yeah, you know, we deal in the finer things, obviously.
Obviously.
So much. how does 35 sound?
I was just talking to someone down the road,
I see. Okay.
and they were offering me 50, so I can just take it over there.
Okay, I see. Can you make a suggestion roll for me?
Yes. Now your suggestion's really good, right?
No, of course.
You do have the charmer talent, so
That's true.
You're trying to work with someone that doesn't hate
Okay,
you,
what
so
does-
you have advantage on that.
Okay, well, I got a good roll, but I'll roll again just in case.
Hey, advantage.
Okay. Well,
You
this
have
is
plus
the
3 or
first
whatever
one.
to that, right?
What was it again? Sorry, suggestion.
Suggestion.
It's a synthetic 20.
Okay. It was probably fucking Bill, wasn't it? He's always lying to people. He's always telling them that, oh, he'll give you more every time. Oh my god.
He did look like a bill.
Yeah. Okay. All right. He's a shark-looking fella. Yeah.
Yeah. Huge
Yeah.
gills.
Yeah, he's got the biggest gills on the ship. All right. I'll tell you what.
hmm
45. And you can have 10% off anything anytime you see me.
Yeah. That sounds like a reasonable deal. I think I can handle that. Xenon, by the way.
Oh, thank you. That's a good name. Is that not that's your name, right? You're not just selling me Xenon.
No, that's my name, Xenon.
Good to know. I work in elements. That's kind of my thing. So you can see why.
Right. I get it.
Yep. My name's
yeah,
Castle.
45.
For that.
Casso?
Castle with an L.
Castle?
Yep.
Yep, I wrote that down right. Thank you, Castle. And does he have any like really flashy little blasters or anything?
Pretty much every generic style weapon and armament he's got here, and all he's done is just done crazy patterns with silver and platinum and gold and like different metals on top of them. So yeah, anything that you would imagine like a laser blaster would cost like 30 to 40 currency for like something that's like very good, it would probably have like an extra 50 to 60 tacked on just for the metalworking that he does and like the filigree. Like it's pretty nice looking, but it's just for show.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Because she looks really longingly at one. So 10% off anytime.
Yep. For as long as I remember you.
You won't forget me. Okay. Thank you, Castle. Thank you so much.
No problem.
And hand it over, transfer credits, all that.
Yeah, and as far as the credits, you just you have this like little pad and pretty much NFC style. You transfer your crystalline chips, and you see a little zap of electricity move between the two, and you can see that his crystal now holds the information that yours had, and the charges are transferred. And
On the way back to those two, I also want to stop at the little fried squid place and get a small bundle.
okay, as soon as you step away, he's like getting another ridiculously like, oh, look at this leopard print platinum bullshit, and he's just constantly stacking up new shiny
Oh my
things
God.
into these glass little vaults, acting as if they just got in shop. And
I
yeah,
love it.
as you step away, you can grab some of these things, some of these interesting foods and stuff. Generally cost between like 1 and 5 credits for like something.
I just want like a very small portion.
Yeah, so you just step into line and you see him. He's just like almost sushi style, like chopping through these this squid that he's wrapped in like this strange purple vegetable. And as he's chopping, bits are flying like effortlessly into these little cups, like chop up into a cup, chop up into a cup, like all in one motion. You see within a few seconds, there's like 15 of these little cups with this half a roasted squid and purple vegetables wrapped around it, and just hands out expecting money and just yep. And he's taking in little zaps on coins from a bunch of people. Some people actually handing in actual crystalline coin, which is pretty rare to see, and he's pocketing those. And as long as you tap correct, he thumbs you up and you can take off.
Perfect.
And then Umber and Oracle, you're pulled up. You see the cargo wheel its way conveyor belt style up towards an attendant who, like Oracle, is motoric, and they are similar to how Oracle had before, just spinning at the hip. legs completely planted in place, and they are looking at one computer, passing in a delivery to a customer to the right, at the same time with the left hand, entering in your information. And Umber, they ask you, and sorry, what's the name immediately? What's the name? What you got? What's your name?
My name?
Your name?
Umber.
Your name?
Umber.
Can you spell that for me?
Umber.
Thank you.
I think.
And you always
Look at Oracle. It's called Juniper's Eye.
Juniper's Eye. Okay, I see that here. You talked just about 20 minutes ago. Okay, not bad, not bad. And is this your only drop off? Is it just this one cargo here? I don't see any markings on it.
Just this one, from what I know.
Okay. Did this have a wrapping or anything? This doesn't have any designation on it at the moment.
Let me get back to you for a second.
Okay.
I'm gonna turn to Oracle. What? I actually don't. This is my first
Why
time doing
doesn't
this.
it have a label?
I didn't know it needed one.
It came with a label.
I lost it.
And you guys do have comms with your suits. If you do wish to speak to each other, you don't have to. Just so that you are aware, you can speak with each other in your suits at all times.
Finn and Xenon, we're
Hi,
missing
Yeah.
a label for the cargo.
Oh,
Do you mean the bag?
What bag?
yes. It's. I believe it's on the bag. I look at the bag. Is there a marking on it?
Yeah, there's absolutely a marking on it.
Can
Everything's.
somebody come bring the label really quickly?
Yes, I will be right there.
I'm gonna turn to the attendant. So sorry. This is completely my fault. Scatterbrain. I'm just gonna jiggle
Okay.
my head.
Scatterbrain.
Just give us a few moments. My co-pilot or co-captain is coming with the receipt, the
Okay.
paper
Um,
thing that you want.
Okay, that's great. Xenon, you do have the bag, mostly with just iron bits left in it now. Are you?
Yeah, if there's like a garbage or like a dumpster or something on the way to just like
Yeah, sure. Can you just
dump
make
the iron in.
an agility test to like get this thing not full of dirty rocks and to them before this very fast acting
12.
attendant? Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, so yeah, you find just like a bit of it's not really garbage as you're seeing, but you do see a bit of a fountain with a lot of greenery around it, and you just whoops, the rocks go in the fountain.
What are you gonna do?
It's not polluting; it's rocks. It's fine.
There's like
It's
heavy
debris.
grinding as they get sucked up. So fun.
Yeah, you get stuck in like a fountain pipe, like a suction right away.
See the little sprinklers for the fountain just like fade away.
It's not gonna power. But you're able to get him in there quickly. Nobody really notices, and able to rush back to the cargo spot with the attendant, who just takes the bag from you, scans it through. You hear a confirmation beep, and they give you a thumbs up. You see the cargo is pulled through the conveyor belt into a central area where it is like almost zero grav down into a hole behind him, and you can see all the attendants are in this ring desk, and at the center there's just like an empty pit where all the cargo gets zero G'd back down. Your delivery has been made. Xenon and Umber, you know that generally in jobs like this, you would then ping the client to say that it's delivered, and you have an authentication from the delivery place here to lock that in. And I assume as you're doing that, Finn, we quickly go to you. As
Oh shit.
at the back of the ship, waiting inside. Inside or outside? I don't remember.
I did say I was outside. If
Outside.
I am outside, if my like helmet doesn't have some kind of face shielding technology, then hat, sunglasses, maybe a scarf around my face.
Okay.
The classic "don't get seen by paparazzis" look.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, you are suited up so that folks, for whatever reason, don't detect who you are.
For no reason, really. But yeah.
You notice a familiar figure in the distance, someone who docked mere moments ago. And as you're kind of leaning off to the side of your ship, and they move out of the docking area up into the bazaar, you see the individual that had made this delivery with you, who had handed off the cargo, the one that you seemed just a little bit too nervous. You see them now broad and tall, and with them are two even bigger bodyguards, one a motoric and one another Charukain, who stands almost 7 feet tall with jagged teeth and a fin that goes down to the back. And you see them bodyguard style leading the one that had given you this cargo, who still looks slightly nervous as they make their way towards the pickup area. And with them, you see the two bodyguard type individuals with large rifles across the back. The Charukain is in a heavy set of armor, seemingly with some Fantara coating, so you know this is like high quality wood metal grain to it. That is like it's an organic type material, so this type of armor sometimes is incredibly tough and can even be repaired while in battle, because of its quick healing abilities. These are the sort of things sort of way outside of your price range on a normal day. And you see these two individuals. One of them takes a side of the one who had given you the job and shoulders him in the small of the back, who looks back over at you, passing your eyes and looking towards their own ship with a glint of something in their eyes as they're pushed forward towards the station. And I think for that, we're gonna end it here. We've seen the Juniper's Eye. We've met its crew, its Captain Umber and First Mate Xenon, with sometimes pilot, only
Always
pilot Finn,
yeah.
and the handy mechanic Oracle 12. We hope you enjoyed this adventure, the heist and crimes of Juniper's Eye, and we'll have more on Tuesday. We're the Casual Ones. We do these streams on Tuesdays and Thursdays, 7:30ish p.m. Eastern, and we hope you enjoy it. So thank you, everybody.
Thanks, everyone.
Goodbye.
Thanks all. Bye-bye.
See you later.